Hello, 12s. Welcome to episode 224 of Seahawks Now. I'm Aaron Coe, and this is where we dive into the news and analysis of everything Seattle Seahawks, your Super Bowl 60 champions. Make sure you like and subscribe to this podcast. We are up to 603. We crossed the 600 mark. Thank you so much. We added 7 in the last day, I believe, if my math is correct. Might be not, might be wrong. Who knows? But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. Appreciate y'all. Really appreciate all 603 of you who have jumped on board here as we try to get to 1,000. It means a lot if we hit that number. And of course, hitting that subscribe button is free to you, but helps us out a lot. So thank you so much for all who have done that. Well, folks, it is scheduled day. And hopefully you're watching this early. If you're watching it later, probably a lot has already come out that I'm not addressing here. In full disclosure, I'm recording this Wednesday night, so I don't think anything else will pop tonight, but there will be stuff that comes out after this is released at 8 a.m. Pacific time on Thursday. So some updates as far as we know now, and there's a pretty big one. And guys, I think I finally have written a worse headline than the boys back at Fan Arts do when they title these episodes. So, sorry about that. Yes, it will be a Vrabel hump day to open the season. Again, the Seahawks do open the season on September 9th, I think it is. It's a Wednesday. First game of the season will be against the New England Patriots in a Super Bowl rematch. Vrabel and a little baggage coming along with him after, look up Vrabel. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but you know what's going on probably if you're watching this podcast. But very, very surprised that the NFL decided to put that game as a standalone season opener. I thought maybe they would have buried the Patriots for week 1 just to kind of get behind the scenes a little bit. Now, again, we are 5 months away almost, until the season opener. So a lot of the stuff, the heat around him may have died off by then. But yeah, there'll be a lot of attention on that. And I don't like it, to be quite honest with you. I don't like it at all. And again, it might be dead by then, but I want the focus to be on the Seahawks. I want it to be almost like another little celebration that whole week leading up to that game. I want to be talking about banner and the rings coming out. What do the rings look like? I want to know all that stuff. I don't want to hear about Arizona resorts, receipts for boat rentals and whatever else pops out, whatever photos pop out of Vrabel by then. So I just don't want to, I don't want to hear about that in the season opener. I would have liked to have seen that go somewhere else. Put the circus in another town week 1, bring it here a little bit later. But it is what it is, right? And it will be kind of fun in some ways to see them, especially if they bury the Patriots again. That will be very fun to see that. And then that would put even more heat on Vrabel. I don't think Vrabel's going anywhere, to be honest, unless something else comes out, because he's a football coach. And if you win football games when you're a football coach, they don't get rid of you too often. But getting buried by the Seahawks in week 1 will turn up that burner a little bit on not a hot seat for him. Well, he was in a hot tub for a while, though. Anyway, no, I'm not going to go there, guys. I'm not going to go there, I swear. I keep almost going there. Maybe I went there a little bit. Whatever. Okay, so some other things that I know as of recording this, and I'm not going to go in. There's a bunch of games that have already leaked, and I kind of was looking through them, seeing when the Seahawks would not be playing teams. So we know they won't be playing the Bears in week 3, 7, 9, 11, 12, or 17. So if you were planning on looking out for that one right away, it won't be any of those weeks. And then the Seahawks will not be on Thanksgiving this year. So no Bears because they're playing that day. That's week 12. No Rams, Cowboys, Chiefs, Broncos on that Sunday because all those teams are playing on Thanksgiving, and those are potential Seahawks opponents this year. So a couple of viewer comments as I get rid of that screen that I probably shouldn't have done. Sorry, guys. Let's see here. There we go. So a couple of viewer comments real quick. So Brian Myers 4444 Now, he said this obviously before this news came out about the season opener, and he said it's going to be the Bears, potential NFC Championship game preview. And then a little bit later, he replied and said, I was wrong as well. Never thought they would put a Vrabel team front and center after all the BS, especially since more could break going forward. So yeah, I was with you there. I thought the Bears would have been really fun. I've gone into that at quite length before, so I won't dive too much into it again now. But yeah, it would have been a really fun game, tough matchup, obviously. I thought that's what would be most likely to happen because you've kind of got the two not coasts, but you've got two different regions of the country. But they're doing that with the Vrabel situation coming in. So yeah, I was with you. I thought it might be them. And then Smooth Vic P on YouTube said we're playing the Chargers. I thought, does he know something? Well, no, he doesn't. But I thought that was kind of my other. I was kind of down to those two. I was wrong with both of those, and that's the team I wanted was the Chargers, but it will not be either one of them. So kind of an interesting scenario once again. Yeah, NFL, man. Who knows? Who knows why they made that choice? We may never know what the reasoning was, but yeah, interesting call there. Okay. So, what are y'all doing on Christmas anyway? Well, you might be watching the Seahawks. If you're watching this podcast, you might have an eye on the TV on Christmas Day on the Seahawks because the Rams are coming to town for a Christmas Day game in Seattle. I first saw this reported by Softy KJR on Twitter. He's also on radio. A lot of you probably know who he is. The KJR Radio, longtime host there. And I don't mean to bah humbug or anything, but I hate this. I do. I don't like this at all. Some might enjoy it, especially if Christmas isn't your thing or you just want to make a really different kind of day out of Christmas. I get it. It's a Friday game. I'm glad it's the Rams, though, because I'd be concerned about, some Seahawks fans might sell their tickets that day. And, both of the Rams fans might buy tickets, both of them, but the only two that exist probably in the world might buy up a couple Seahawks tickets, but I don't think we have to worry about them taking over Lumen Field on Christmas Day. So that is a couple aspects that I like about that. But yeah, here's the thing for me. It's not just that it's Christmas necessarily. And I probably will still go to the game. I'm gonna have to see on that. But I like to lock in all day for the Seahawks game. So there's just a lot of distractions. Honestly, maybe I shouldn't call Christmas a distraction. We do celebrate it in my family to some degree. We have some, it's a family day, a family celebration. So even if I didn't go, even I'm not going to the game, there's just going to be other stuff going on. And I want to focus on the game. I'm kind of funny that way. Like I don't necessarily like going to big watch parties and things like that. I like going to the games, but I like keeping it tight with a small group of people because I just don't like to, I don't like to get distracted. I don't want to have a bunch of side conversations. I just want to really lock in and watch the game because that's how much I love football. And on Christmas Day, that'll be a unique situation trying to get that done. So like I said, some people may love this. I don't like it at all. I also don't like change. So, I like games on Sundays. The Seahawks are pretty much going to be playing on every day now. They're going to be playing on a Wednesday. I'm sure they'll play on a Thursday at some point. We'll find out. They're playing on a Friday. They're playing on Sundays, obviously. I'm sure they'll play on Mondays. So, and they'll probably end up on a Saturday, and whether it's a postseason game or some of those late season games that sometimes I think some of the late season games get. Maybe that's just playoffs. Anyway, so no Tuesday probably. Maybe someday though. Yeah, we'll see. If Christmas is on a Tuesday, someone's going to be playing on a Tuesday. I guarantee you that. Okay, so and again, going through all this. And by the time some of you watch this, a lot of the schedule will have leaked, and we'll dive into all of it for Friday's podcast once I see the whole thing Thursday evening or throughout the day, obviously. Okay. So let's see here. So I wanted to just talk about, I want to do this a little bit of a prediction. I like to do predictions and have fun, and then everybody can tell me how wrong I am. Because I just remember the ones I got right. But I wanted to just think about general predictions on the Seahawks season before I see the way the schedule is laid out. And then I want to look at it with the full schedule and see, does it change any of my thinking? So it just kind of is forcing me to think through that a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. But if I look at the Seahawks schedule, to me, 14-3 seems very realistic. I mean, they could really pop and go 15. They could have some injuries and win less. You never know with the NFL, right? So I'm not saying this is a sure thing by any means, but I'm just trying to look at it in terms of wins and losses. And I'm not just going to go through it every single game and pick win or lose, but I kind of do it in groups. So here's what I'm thinking, guys, and let me know what you think their record will be and why, and which games they might have the most trouble with. But I say they go 1-1 against the Rams. They go 1-1 at home versus the Bears Chiefs. So they win one of those and lose one of those. I'm not sure which one yet. On the road, they go 1-1 against Broncos Eagles. So they win one. I don't know which one, and they lose one. I think the Broncos might be a better team, but the Eagles is just further away. The Seahawks have done very well back, out on the East Coast, for a long time now, really. But I could see them splitting those. I think they go 2-0 against the 49ers this year. It was a fluky loss last year at the beginning of the season there. I think they sweep them this year. But yeah, so that's kind of how I see it breaking down. Oh, and then home wins against the Chargers, Cowboys, Giants, Patriots. Road wins against Commanders, Raiders, Panthers. So I feel most strongly about those home and road wins that I just mentioned. And some of the other things, yeah, I'm just kind of keeping it general right now. And that's kind of how I break it down. So so they lose one to the Rams, and then they lose one other game at home and one other game on the road to go 14-3, and then they're going to win the Super Bowl. I hope. But that's what we all hope for, right? So that's just kind of how I'm looking at it right now. And I'm putting it out there, and then we'll see if my thinking changes. Sometimes I look through the season, I'm like, win, up 17-0, right? I mean, I'm kind of an optimist that way, especially when they're pretty good coming off of a Super Bowl. So we shall see how wrong that is and how much I change my mind over the next 4+ months. So, okay. So again, hey, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to this podcast. Really appreciate it. Means the world to me that there are people out there that watch me really do what I love to do, which is talk football. And yeah, we'll break down that schedule on tomorrow's pod and just see what it all looks like. When are the Monday night games, the Sunday night games? When's that dreaded Thursday game? When is the bye week? We'll kind of break it all down, not just laying it out what it is, but what it means for the Seahawks, because that's what I care about. This is not like I said, not a breaking news podcast. It's more of a what does it mean for the Seahawks podcast, and then of course having some fun. That's what it's all about. Okay, again, thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it already, and go Hawks.